Under a gunmetal blue Wisconsin sky, all the glamour of rock and roll flies right out the window like last night's bath. Somewhere in the murky darkness, the Electric Light Orchestra Part 2 lands on Midwestern soil as their crew scrambles to avoid a scheduling meltdown.
I got all that up there in the hardware case. I got all the extra cymbal stands and everything.
Beautiful, thank you. Let there be light.
Let's take a look back at 6 hours back in the day. Are you glad you took the job?
It wasn't so bad then.
This has got to be the worst case scenario, isn't it?
It's fairly bad. We've got a guitar tech who is throwing up and can't do his job. Not through self-abuse, just he can't do his job. It's been a lot better than this. To do it is going to be very difficult anyway. You know, the band are going to be running late for this show tomorrow. The days like this happen, it's like. I did a training course a couple of years ago called No Option. It feels as though these guys have come in to do their show and they don't care about anybody else. You know? And tonight, when you get nights like this, it's like that.
Where would you rather be?
Now? What's the time? I'll be at home, in bed, with my wife.
The band arrives painfully late, a bit dazed and confused. They survey the madness around them, faces like children on the first day of school. Even though they're lost in the confusion of a near-fatal crash, they are amazingly accessible and candid.
So what do you think? This is the dairy state. Is everybody loving it?
It's the mud state today.
Oh.
Ooh, the sweet smell of sarcasm. Eric Troyer's wit cuts through the night like a breath of fresh air. Like the others, he hardly takes himself too seriously, which probably kept me from getting a swift kick in the ass.
So you know what this is? This is it's a mobile office, and I'm thinking if somebody walked in here, it would say success. Nothing like paneling to say success.
It is kind of painful for you to remind him like that, but yeah, you're right. That sucks. It definitely sucks.
How refreshing. An above-board answer to a much lied about question. Oh, God, yes, some will assure you as they step from limousine to stage. I wouldn't exchange this life for anything. Yeah, right. Which brings us to the next thought. Why would a group of grown adults subject themselves to such insanity night after endless night? What? Are they masochists?
I've had 10 hours sleep in the last 3 days, you know, because of the way our transport has gone.
I mean, how many times can you pack and unpack the same case?
Well, there's a Marshall head in there as well.
Okay, take it up then.
Or tune the same guitar? Play the same songs as the same faceless crowd sings along? How can they stand being millions of miles away from their families just to face the same headaches show after show?
Are you happy to be here?
Do you want an honest answer?
I want a completely honest answer.
No comment. That's the best I can do.
Glamour? Come on, there's got to be a better reason than that.
Do you ever feel like God, I want to go home? I want to go to Cleveland.
All the time.
Every day.
Every day. So why do you do it then?
That's all we can do.
It's like any seat of the pants kind of tour. A lot of things, so many things that have to go right in order to make it work. And you know, one thing kind of goes a little wrong, and things sort of starts to fall apart for brief moments. And it gets all put back together. You don't know what you're getting into until you do it. We're here, we're big boys, we can, you know.
So at a time when many of their peers are off to the old folks' home for rock and roll heroes to suck creamed vegetables through a straw, ELO take to the road like kids on a bike for the first time, if only for one darn good reason.
It's a bunch of guys out enjoying themselves, having fun.
And it gives Lewis Clark the opportunity to, as Greg put it, play with his mates. Lou gave up London to make his home in the Midwest. Now the road keeps him close to more familiar surroundings.
How did you go from London to Cleveland? What was...
On a plane.
Do you like it?
That's right. Barbecues, pool parties, I mean, he's like, you can't get enough of him, really.
Despite his offstage demeanor, Lou is a stoic conductor and performer. I swear the expression on his face never changes. But it's his arrangements that have helped define the ELO sound for over 20 years. And you know, I couldn't help noticing.
And you kind of look like Jeff. You got the beard.
It tells me that.
Is that bad?
Well, it's embarrassing sometimes.
Mention Jeff Lynne's name in the company of the band or crew, and a coolness settles onto the conversation like an apparition has just entered the room. ELO Part 2 contend nightly with the ghost of Jeff Lynne. From the library of hits they play so well to the probing questions about him from guys like me.
So do you talk to Jeff anymore?
I haven't spoken to him for a long time. I worked with him on that Roy Orbison album, the last one he did. Mystery Girl.
He just kind of lives a different life, doesn't he? I mean, he's in LA and you're out here doing what you do.
We're in Wisconsin.
And he's probably thinking, damn, I wish I were in Wisconsin.
Up to my knees in blood. Yeah.
No one can argue that Jeff's superhuman abilities as a producer, composer, and musician translated into ELO's incredible success. But as diplomatic as the band remains on the subject, ELO's tour manager Greg Szabo had a few choice remarks about Jeff Lynne and the past.
Although the band enjoy being part two, they want to sort of divorce themselves from the old thing and not just be seen as the old band coming out again or a revival thing. They do like the new material and they want to push the new material.
Don't wanna dance, don't wanna sing, don't wanna do anything.
The band never dodges a question about ELO's meaning of life or how they feel about the past. Sometimes, though, you're not quite sure you've gotten a completely straight answer. It could be it was just a stupid question. But after all these years, maybe laughing about it is all they can do.
Do you ever expect that flashback and you expect like Jeff Lynne to turn around and you're transported back to the 70s again and playing to...
What have you been on? Whatever you're on, I want some of it.
From 1975 to 1983, Kelly's amazing vocals and bass guitar helped keep ELO's rhythm section in time.
It was one of those nights when you feel the world stop turning.
But he's quick to point out where his loyalties lie today.
This is ELO Part 2 now. He's a brand new band. You know, actually, in a lot of ways, it sounds better these days. You know, the technology is better. We have 3 vocals now. There was just me and Jeff in the old days.
Yes, I understand. Can you feel it's right? I know it is.
So, you know, we can handle the harmonies better.
Across the universe, where's your honest? Need your honest, calling all honest men. Calling along with the world.
We had a good run as ELO.
So all we need to do is keep this bloody rain off and we'll have a good night tonight too.
After a couple decades, I suppose, the discomfort that comes with touring is like breathing. It's just part of the process. No one knows this better than Bev Bevan. After decades behind a drum kit, he's clearly learned to become unflappable on nights like tonight, even when thrown a major curveball.
Does it ever end?
The road never ends now. It doesn't appear to anymore. It just gets longer now because we go to places that we never used to go to before, like Estonia and Latvia and
Well, I noticed
Australia and
that
Russia.
you are a snappier dresser than in the 70s when you wore all the satin.
Oh. And all the perms.
Yeah.
Kelly's the one that's altered the most. You've seen Kelly, you know.
Uh-huh.
Kelly had the full perm and the big moustache. And now he's got the
All the way down.
his little follically challenge now as well.
You'd expect to find his body shell-shocked and tarnished by its exposure to a business that routinely chews up and spits out. But Bev's eyes and mind are as clear as his deep English accent. Even in the midst of an evening where the band runs the risk of outnumbering the crowd, as he once put it, he remains pleasantly optimistic.
Is it as good as it used to be, though?
Well, the crowds aren't as big, but we get just as much fun from doing it.
Yeah.
And we get great reactions. Wherever we go, anywhere in the world, we get great reactions.
So it's not really about the size of the crowd. It's just doing what you do.
Yeah, we just got them playing. Some venues are better than others. This would have been great, actually. I mean, it still might be great, but it's a shame it's gone wet, you know. But the crowd is still great. I can't believe that. I've been out there for hours. I was wet.
Somewhere after midnight, the Electric Light Orchestra Part 2 finally takes the stage. And it's no surprise the crowd is bigger than expected. The band and crew settle calmly into their environment, and with the thundering of drums, several thousand people are about to experience something wonderful and very rare. A world-class band at work. Amazingly, when we met up with ELO Part 2 for the second time, they seemed genuinely pleased to see us. Gone were the curious looks as if to say, who the hell are these people and what do they want? I suppose it didn't hurt that they were 2 nights away from a well-earned vacation. They seemed downright giddy. Who wouldn't be, considering all the miles they had logged behind it? They waited to take the stage before the early show like love-starved sailors lined up at a kissing booth. And all bets were off by the time they blazed into Rollover Beethoven. I got so darn caught up in the moment I couldn't resist breaching security to explore the lurid mysteries of rock's holy grail, the tour bus.
This is the life of a rock star, or Mickey Rourke. Ensconced in success, bathed in a passionate plea for greatness. Look at this. Come with me. Let's take a tour of the bus. Get me behind me, Satan. Shep, you come back. Hey, hey! Huge toilet, bigger than the bathroom that I have at home. And then back here, we have a floral arrangement on the bed. The fan is bigger than the bus. Look at that. Jose Cuervo Especial. And this is the cruise bus. What the hell do you think is going on here? I think they're skimming off the top. I don't think the band sees any money. I think they're getting ripped off in a big way. Let's have a drink, shall we? Excuse me while I kick some of the band stuff out of the way. Oh. It's got the truck. The driver is up front. Look how I step in. This is like a full-size shower in a bus. I mean, Greyhound, you don't get that kind of luxury. Although sometimes you'd like to take a shower on Greyhound. You know what I mean? Look, I'm encased in glass. Right here. See, really cool? Look at this. They gave us backstage passes too. You walk in, you say ELO Part 2. Instant discount at Walmart. If you need a pin set, this is what you need right here. The little pass. But, great stuff. Hey, doesn't get any cooler than this.
Oh, but hardly a secret to be uncovered. Dear God, how we tried. So what are the secrets? The inside scoops? And most importantly...
So man to man, let's talk about passing a kidney stone.
Why would you want to talk about it?
Well, I read that you did and I have, so I know that it's very
something in common. Yeah,
so on a scale of 1 to 10, I had a nurse say it's worse than giving birth to a child. So the breakup of ELO compared to a kidney stone is what?
Yeah, well, that was pretty bad, I must say. Yeah, if you've had one, you know what it's like.
Speaking of curveballs, but in my own twisted way, I couldn't think of a better way of segueing into a pretty difficult subject.
Hello.
Bev and Jeff not only co-founded ELO nearly 25 years ago, they were best friends. Played soccer on the same team and generally did what all best friends do. So how can it suddenly implode like a television picture tube?
What was that conversation like when one came to the other and said, this is it? I mean, you know.
Well, it never really happened like that. We did balance apart. And then we did some shows. We didn't do many. And that was it. That was the end of the, we didn't have any more live dates. We didn't have anything at all.
What was the last conversation you had with Jeff Lynne? When it ended, when it was over.
It was so like, I don't think you want to do that. I was saying, well, I think I do.
City streets are empty now. The lights don't shine no more. And so the sun.
Do you ever feel like just kind of getting on a plane and just kind of putting out this group hug? Let's just have a group hug and get it over with, and just forget about all that crap. Make a laugh. Wait, now you come here. See, it's too sensitive. It's too sensitive.
It's a Yorkshireman. Yorkshiremen don't think they hug a sheep.
They don't hug them. Oh, let me rephrase this in a non-American way, not so touchy-feely. But I mean, do you ever feel like just making that call and just getting on the phone and say, "What's all this crap?"
Well, I never felt any real need to do so. I mean, if we ever bump into one another, we just played. We were about to play in Los Angeles and we didn't in the end play. We played around LA, and I thought there was some chance that he possibly might show up. If we could have played in LA, I think he could well have shown up. And if he does, I mean, I'll be very happy to see him, and I'm sure I am going to bump into him somewhere eventually, or he's going to bump into me. And I'm sure he'll be absolutely fine. I'm sure we'll just shake hands and he'll say, well, I still think it's a bad idea, and I'll say, well, I still think it was a good idea. And that'll be the end of it. He's got enough things to occupy his mind without worrying about me or us.
Is it like a divorce?
I've never had a divorce, although I've still got the same wife. But
well, I guess then you don't.
some of these guys had divorces in this band, so yeah, I think it is a bit like that, yeah. And some divorces are better than others. Some seem to be really friendly, and others get really acrimonious. And I wouldn't say that it's with me and Jeff. It hasn't been that, you know, we're not enemies. We don't, you know, we're just not friends anymore. We just don't see each other anymore.
Don't go away. We're done now. Come back.
It's your turn.
They're leaving.
He's going to talk to you as well, you know.
They hate me now. I've lost my audience.
I get to do all the interviews. And
what is the
they're
deal?
sulking now.
And as far as the new stuff goes, what's the best part of it?
The new stuff, the best part, I guess, is just being in a band again, you know, especially in a band with a bunch of guys that I really happen to like. We've got to show Eric's feet, because they really worth taking a picture of.
He's got the loveliest feet I've ever seen.
Well, they're big.
Hi, what do I do now? Oh, okay. So somewhere there's a brass plaque that reads, Electric Light Orchestra Part 2, the nicest damn guys in the business.
We are. We really are. We keep getting letters from promoters. They want the crew to come back. They don't care about the band so much. They just want the crew to come back because we're just such lovely guys to work with.
He's probably only half kidding. I've never met a band that dedicates so much time between and after shows to their fans.
Buffalo News?
Yeah, you gotta know what's going on.
What, is there a snowstorm already or something?
They're tireless in their attempt to sign every scrap of paper and every album cover. Especially Mick Kaminsky, who appeared so incredibly shy, I hated to have a camera stuck in his face. But you know, he takes to a crowd like a campaigning politician.
I heard it broke down.
People can't believe how accommodating the band are. You know, it's like, well, can I get an autograph? Yeah, of course you can get an autograph. This is why we're playing some of the gigs that we're playing. Okay, festivals, but we're playing some clubs. And it's so that you can go, you're Bev Bevan.
The band is incredibly accessible. You only have to spend a few minutes talking with Phil Bates to realize that they are genuinely as interested in you as you are in them. But living in the real world does raise some serious questions about how much access to the band may be too much.
Some people, they attach themselves beyond the point of being a fan for a band or an artist, and it becomes something that's unhealthy. They identify with them beyond just, you know, appreciating the music. They feel like they're an integral part of their being somehow. There was one on the West Coast that was pretty nutty and almost scary. This is nothing new to you, though, right? I mean,
but I still find it remarkable that anyone would want to see us, or anybody for that matter, night after night after night, doing the same show every night. You know?
Can the band stand hearing themselves night after night? It's clear how Jeff Lynne felt.
Jeff hated touring.
Yeah, he always did, to be fair.
The last tour that he did with the band, he stood more towards the back of the stage with his guitar, like a block of wood. So the crowd aren't going to like it.
Yeah.
And I think it was Mick said, you know, most he ever said to Mick Kaminsky was Mick Kaminsky, you know, when he introduced him.
Well, the one thing about playing live is that you do get that feedback from the audience right away, and it is very gratifying.
When it's good, it's very good. When it's bad, it's
no rhyme or reason to why either.
How do you get up every morning and get on a bus and go, you know, I've had my success, and right now I could go home and fall asleep in England and wake up tomorrow and go fishing.
I mean, right in the middle of this tour, there were times when I wish I was back at home on the golf course. Definitely, you know, but it does get to you when the grind of touring.
Yeah.
But it does, I think, gets into your blood, you know.
Night after night in countries all over the world, thousands of people are still reminded why the Electric Light Orchestra has succeeded beyond imagination. And to think it all starts with tiny eyes fixed to a speck of light on the horizon. A simple thought, a little voice that whispers into the minds of little boys who dream dreams and stare out windows to wish on stars. Boys who became men, who never forgot where they came from or how they got to where they were going.
I hear a voice close on the phone, but I know you're far away. I've waited so long to talk to you, but now I can't find the words to say. So I sit and I listen to you, breathe on the open line. I can touch your hand, it's like intoxication.